Okay, so episode 24. What do we do at 24? I got it. All right.
SCU. You are now listening to Shoutouts Uncut. Prepare to be shattered with your hosts, Matt Baldwin, Skullface, Greg for Mercy, Oscar NJ Boy, T2RX6, Mega 81. Welcome to Shattered Cast.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the #1 Transformer podcast ever, Shattered Cast Uncut. We're in episode 24, and we just got pulled over, and we have 2 nickel bags of weed in our pocket. Thankfully, that's less than 50 grams, so we won't get hit with intent to distribute. I'm your host, Oscar Lado, and joining me tonight, as always, is my wonderful band of misfits, my motley crew, my queen of my Freddie Mercury's. Let me introduce him to you. Coming in first up the bat is an up-and-coming reviewer. He's also one of the founding members of this fantastic podcast, such as #1, as far as I'm concerned, the one, the only, Mr. Skullface.
Hey, 2 things. In Maryland, 8 grams or less is not a criminal violation. So if you're in Maryland, keep that in mind. And 2, I want to thank all of the nerds that join us at the cool table every week. It is appreciated.
Right on. And, of course, coming up right behind him, as always, is everyone's favorite pro Hasbro, the man that'll creep up to you while you're dying your last precious moments of life as you ask him to please tell your family that you love them, and he'll reply to you, Hill Hasbro. Mr. Creamy Legend Deluxe Matthew.
Hey, guys. 2 more days. Have you got your tickets yet? I know I got mine.
I got mine.
Be like Mega fan and buy like 16.
Yeah.
I'm going to have all the seats to myself.
I'm taking all my cousins.
Yeah.
We love you, Mega. And, of course, everyone's favorite, most established YouTube reviewer, the guy who he'll say it doesn't happen, but it does. He's losing credibility with every episode that comes into play. He's known as Mr. Fixin' on TFW, the one, the only, Mr. Justin T2RX6.
What is going on? If you guys were wondering about the intro to this episode, that is legitimately how long it takes Oscar to come up with an intro. So, just wanted to put that out there. There was no, pre-discussion, just that little snippet. So
That's our Oscar.
That's why he's awesome.
King of the ad-lib, bro. Worked out to be in a comedy troupe. And he'll be joining us later on tonight, everyone's favorite internet troll, my good friend and yours, the only guy that Matthew lets shave his back, the one, the only Greg for Mercy. He'll be joining us later on tonight whenever he gets a chance.
Hopefully he'll shanking a dude right now, so he'll be back.
And hopefully he'll bring enough weed for everybody and not just him. So, guys, we went ahead. We're going to start a new trend here, and I apologize because, let's face facts, man. I'm just an idiot. Did anyone get anything?
I ended up getting Slash for my kid.
For your kid, right?
Also for him, too.
Dinobot Slash. That thing is a piece of shit. And that's, I think, it. I got Scoria coming. I've been getting a lot of Marvel Legends recently, man. I just got, I read, a little side note, I read, like, the X-Force Omnibus recently, and I was like, fuck, this is awesome. So I had to get a Phantom X. And then I wanted a Deadpool, so I started looking at the prices of Deadpools, and then I cried. And then I got another $12 fucking.
Which Deadpool are you looking for?
The red and black.
Oh, okay. Because I have the Uncanny X-Force and the.
Is that the gray and black?
Yeah.
Yep, and then I have the special limited edition run that was the blue and yellow X-Men outfits, and thinking about selling them in the future.
Let me know about that Deadpool, Oscar, when that time comes. The X-Force one.
I want a Deadpool in the Rachel Gray Phoenix outfit still.
Oh, gross.
So, just waiting.
So gross.
Actually, what's funny is this is the first time that I've read a book with Deadpool in it that's like the modern Deadpool. Like, I used to read New Mutants, and like X-Force when old Liefeld, a.k.a. Twinkle Toes, was was drawing it.
Back when writing was good, according to him.
But at any rate, the he was just like kind of like a silent character then, and now he's quite the opposite, of course. But this was my first real experience to him, and I enjoyed him. I thought I was going to hate him just because it seemed like, man, fuck what everybody else likes. But I did like him. I liked him a lot.
Right on.
I like Deadpool, but I liked him better when nobody else liked him, to be honest.
Yeah, it's like a band. You know what I mean? It's always cooler when nobody else likes them.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject, whenever you guys get a chance after the podcast today, be sure to check out Deadpool and Friends. A friend of mine who's been making Deadpool cartoons since before he was cool.
Nice.
Hardcore Deadpool fan. I've done some voice for him as Wolverine and as other characters. Hell, I've been kind of writing his shit since like 2011. So definitely check that out because that's my craft at writing. So, Justin, what'd you get?
I got the oversized Defensor / whatever Star Cats combiner thing, and then promptly sold it the day after I opened it. And you know,
you never did a review on them?
No, because I turned around and bought the smaller set because there was some articulation missing from the big set that I can basically tell anyone, if you're interested, just go small set because.
Called it.
Yeah, the lack of articulation on the hotspot type character was what disappointed me most on the set. Everything else I could kind of fix, but the added light piping and everything of the small set with that articulation, that's the one I decided to go with. So I immediately sold it and then turned around and bought that. So I'll see. Once that comes, I'll review it. So
why do I picture Justin holding like this big, massive leader class like hotspot figure? And then he just looks at it, he gives it like this dirty look, he goes, "Bitch, you lead a class! Watch it, so fist rotate!"
Well, it wasn't even the fist, it was the fact that you can't move his arms outwards. All they did was do that 360, you know, like classic 80 toys turn.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, this is not good. I'm like, don't build a ball joint in like that and make it so I can't actually have any side-to-side motion on the arms. That's horrible.
Oh my god, a stop-motion video of the YMCA. Matthew, what'd you get?
I got quite a few things actually.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for you.
Out on Facebook and on Twitter.
So what'd you get, Matt? What'd you get? What'd you get? Come on.
Well, I picked up. Well, I got the two new figure. I got the free figure from the Collectors Club, and my two figures, the Barricade and the Iron Fist. I picked up. I went to a Little Rock Comic Con. Picked up Hulk from the Galactus series. Nice. Picked up Red Skull from the Captain America series for $15. I thought that was pretty cool. And I got the Baron. Is it Zemo? Zemo. Yeah. I got Marvel Select Anti-Venom, and my wife picked up Spider-Man, Magneto, and Wolverine in the brown and black suit.
Now, I was going to talk to you about that because I saw that on Facebook. Now, I thought she was anti having all these collections. Like, she's giving you mixed signals.
She's told me, and she keeps asking me why am I keep getting these. But, you know, right now I have two jobs, so she really can't say anything.
Well, you know what you should tell her when she says, "Why do you keep getting these?" You should look at her and say, "Why do you keep getting me these?"
That's true.
And
but
then stick it up her butt.
She just wants to argue with me. Oh, I got Strafe, too, with the little mini-con.
It just must be something about your demeanor that makes people want to argue with you.
It is really funny how Matt remembers that he got Strafe after Oscar says, "And stick it up her butt." I'm just saying.
Oh,
yeah. I like Strafe, man.
He does have two heads. I'm just saying.
Yes, he does.
3.
So, yeah. I'm waiting for some of the stuff Transformers to come out. You know, like I said, my pile of loot is ready to ship. I'm just waiting for Scoria and the second limb for War.
My pile of loot's been ready to ship for like 6 months now.
Like, oh fuck yeah, I know. It's just sitting there. I'm waiting every day. I check BBTS. You know, if anything's processing and nothing ever processed, I'm like, I don't want to ship my stuff so bad. But
don't they send you an email when they process it?
Yeah, no, not processing.
Really?
Yeah, I usually check once on there.
Yeah, they'll send an email saying your pre-order's in, and if you go look, it still says processing for like an hour or two.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
What did you get, Oscar?
Oh, well, thanks to a Toys R Us 20% off coupon, I actually... Okay, I am currently working on a video for this guy, but I bought Movie Drift, AOE.
Nice.
How do you like him?
He's not bad at all.
I've heard he's the best of the bunch.
He is. He kind of is. Because of the swords, the way they store and all that stuff, he's really not that bad. Like, I had beef with the leg articulation when I was like, oh, wait, I don't have to fold this flap. And then, oh, look at this. Now his knees bend. He's not really all that bad. I got Slash, and then I... rightfully so decided to almost slit my wrist.
Right.
I got him from Amazon, and I also found because I'm a masochist and I'm a Seeker fan and I'm a Jet fanboy for the Transformer franchise. I found a $2 mint in box Dark of the Moon Starscream.
Oh no!
So I bought that.
That's a good fucking deal, man. Fuck you. If you don't want it, I'll take it for $2.
No, fuck you, bro. It's a Jet. So now it's like, you know, now it's like, okay, now I got to find this Thundercracker and then buy another Starscream and paint them black because I'm not paying $40 for a fucking Skyward from Japan. You know,
Oscar, I got you on Thundercracker. I think I have one somewhere.
Oh, fantastic!
Nice.
So
I will check, and it is yours. So
you can have the whole Dorito crew.
I have the Skyward.
This one's ranch. This one's regular flavor. And this is the jacked up.
I will send you Cool Ranch, man.
Ranch. I mean your Cool Ranch.
Cool Ranch. Yep.
Oh.
So yeah. So I got them. And today the wedding present my wife got for me because I am getting married this Sunday on the 22nd. So I will not be on next week because I'll be on honeymoon. She bought me TFC Pro BTS Gumball. So my first TFC figure, and I'm looking at him, and it's just like, damn, Negro, you got some big ass shoulders. But I love you.
Those shoulders.
But I love you.
But I love you, dog.
Oscar's soon-to-be wife has good taste. She likes third-party toys better than official stuff too.
Just saying. Funny story. So she sits there, and I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I kind of like collecting the. You know, you guys know this, and some of our listeners do. I like collecting the police bots, you know, because I think they're kind of really cool. Like I even think Dark of the Moon Barricade's sick because it's a Mustang, you know, police car. I of course love my Masterpiece Prowl and my Classics Prowl and all that jazz. So I was like telling her, she's like, so what do you want for a wedding present? I'm like, just look for a Transformer police car. And I'm thinking, worst case, she'll like maybe get me Alternator's Prowl, which is ugly, but whatever. And she goes, what about this one? And then she went ahead and she showed me the listing for Gumball on TF Source. So I was like, well, if you want, that'd be great, but I don't want to pressure you. As I walk away going, this bitch better buy it.
It could be like, I love you because, you know what I want, but it's a bitch better buy it for me.
Well, like, she looks at it this way. She's like, you know, you collect these figures. She's like, I never walked in on you sitting there going, oh, I'll stop you, Megatron. and I look at her and I go,
she hasn't caught you yet.
I look at her and I go, that's because I do that in the bathroom.
Right.
Okay? No, but, you know, she's like, she's grateful because, like, a lot of her friends have, like, hubbies or boyfriends with drinking or drug problems. Yep. Meanwhile, you know, she rolls her eyes and they go, let's just stop at Toys R Us real quick, babe. I want to see if they got an MP Gridlock. This is before Justin hooked me up. You know, that's my problem. Oh, no.
Yeah. I tell people that all the time because, like, there's a lot of people, especially, like, in my profession that are, like, you know, they're buying campers and Harleys and, you know, and I'm like, hey, at least I'm not buying a fucking, you know, $20,000 bike or a fucking camper.
Or $120,000 fucking home.
Right.
That basically, you know, some of the lowest members of society live in it full time.
Right.
You know, clearly they're better than them because they only spend the summer in it.
Right.
So, yeah.
So, anyway.
How dare they? How dare you?
Plastic crack. You gotta love it.
So, speaking of something unfortunate like plastic crack, unfortunately, Casey Kasem, the voice of Cliffjumper, has passed away at the age of 82. And for some of you not to know, he suffered from multiple sclerosis, I believe. No, Parkinson's disease. Yeah. To the point where he couldn't talk. And recently in the news, there's a lot of stuff going around. Like, he disappeared. They couldn't find him because, like, you know, his wife's batshit crazy. For the record, the views and opinions that stated here are those of the members of Shoutouts Uncut and doesn't necessarily represent anyone else. So, you know, she went batshit crazy, took him to this Indian renovation. They found him. A judge finally approved his family, Casey Kasem's actual kids, to look after him in his final days, and he finally passed on. You know, and rest in peace, Casey Kasem. We got a lot of memories with you as Cliffjumper. I really enjoyed his memories as Soink Scoop, you know, as Shaggy. You know,
yeah, I mean, I used to hear him on the radio all the time. You know, like
America's Top 40.
Yeah, that's what he's known best for. Probably is Top 40.
But
yeah, it's a shame, but you know, everybody gets old, so one day it'll be you and me. So
we all gotta go sometime.
Yep.
Not me. Fuck all y'all.
Well,
you're gonna go first.
I'm gonna sell my soul to the devil, and I'll live forever.
Your blood pressure's too high.
Matt's gonna construct some kind of, you know, suit that's gonna keep him alive out of Hasbro toys, and then he's just gonna be laughing at all of us later on. Like, I told you guys, hail Hasbro.
I tell you what, the more nerd groups I'm a part of, the quicker I'm going to go because these motherfuckers are giving me hypertension.
That is fucking true, man. You read them fucking things on Facebook? Shit.
I can picture Matthew preparing like this special tent where he's got to release like the this mist that comes from the Lazarus pit that Ra's al Ghul just swims around in. As he sits there, he looks at everyone, he just does his classic mouth breathing. Hell has, bro.
Yeah.
He puts his face up to the ass of a AoE Grimlock. That's
Yeah. You're my everything, bro. So yeah, rest in peace to Casey Kasem. You are you're a legend amongst Transformer fans.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, and you know, he's a voice talent legend kind of period. You know, so
Yep, definitely.
he definitely has like, you know, I would imagine that people that try to get into radio like as a profession like will have to like learn about him and shit. Like he'll have a legacy and all that. Like, you know.
Oh yeah.
And at least like they found him, you know, so he didn't die amongst all that drama.
Yeah.
You know, a couple months back, and
Hopefully died in peace. You know.
you know, I'm just trying to find a silver lining.
course.
Optimist Prime.
So let's try to find a silver lining on this next subject. Oh, brother. I guess we got some new info. We're going to the new Transformers animated series called Robots in Disguise because that won't fuck up any eBay searches in the near future.
Yeah.
And
I thought the same
Sideswipe
thing
looks like a
numerous
fag.
times.
Say what?
That whole reusing the names and stuff to not mess up eBay searches. Like, yeah, I've thought about that so many times. Like, oh, there they go again.
So
Yeah.
you got to look up, Transformers, Robots in Disguise, Sideswipe, and you're gonna get that fucking BotCon repaint of Prowl.
Yeah.
So
I tell you that I saw that my first exposure to this news was in one of the groups. I don't recall which, but it was just a picture of the wheelie looking guy. I think his name is Fix It.
The wheelchair.
yeah, which is a slap to the face
Rat
of
trap.
Fix It.
Right. And like there was like you know, people saying like, man, this is bullshit, da da da, and then there was people like, man, you guys complain about everything, and you know, the whole, you know, usual Transformer shit. And like I just looked at the fucking picture of the character, like the two like wheels, and I just wrote LOL for like 10 minutes.
You know what my big fear was as soon as I saw this? I was like, oh shit, it's Scooter from GoBots coming back. I'm like, God, they're just gonna ruin him, and he was, like he's already a hard enough to like character.
I just
now
Hey
you're
guys,
like-
I'm a doctor. Shut up, Fix It, you dumb motherfucker.
I just seriously wrote, I was like, I am gonna write on my phone LOL until my thumbs hurt. And I just went
35 minutes later, the longest entry in Facebook history consisted of 3 letters, LOL, and then copy paste.
That was my contribution. I mean, it's just, they're obviously like, I think that we're gonna see, in the years to come, the Transformers Prime was a kind of a breath of fresh air, and now we got to go back under for a while.
Well, I can't. Well, okay. First off, I'm already looking at this Sideswipe, and I'm like, oh look, so they're gonna take the Beast Hunter's Wheeljack mold and reuse that for that. And I look at,
I can do that. Yeah.
yeah, you can. And then, look at Bumblebee. It's
Viacon.
Iron Hot if he was yellow. Yeah, he'll get the Viacon mold treatment, and then you have Scooter. I mean, to fix it.
Fucking say Scooter.
How in the fuck am I supposed to believe that thing's like a medic? Like I don't understand what they're aiming for. Like I understand they're going with traditional 2D animating.
Yeah.
I assume,
Somebody in the group, that same group I'm talking about, said they were like, it looks like the great grandfather of the robot from the Jetsons.
See the robot?
The maid?
Yeah, the maid.
Yeah, Rosie.
Yeah.
Rosie was her name, Rosie.
Oh no, this is gonna get it repainted, Scooter. That's what's gonna happen. Son of a.
Yeah.
That's disappointing.
Maybe-
Want to be repainting as Rat Trap? Wasn't Rat Trap on 2 wheels and Beast Machines?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
maybe.
no shit about Beast Machines.
This guy's already gonna be close enough color by the looks of it to Rat Trap, that like tanny color. So
Oh, I guarantee you they'll probably either they will do it or the Collectors Club or somebody's going to do it.
someone maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll probably get the same douchebag that voiced Rat Trap to voice this guy.
And then they'll paint it yellow and they'll make Bumblebee, all that stuff. I'm sure there's a Bumblebee version of this mold too.
Sideswipe doesn't look that bad to me.
Here we go.
I'm just saying, I like Sideswipe. He
You are
doesn't look that
entitled
bad.
Swap.
to be I almost said optimistic about this. I think Sideswipe looks retarded. I think he looks like he has emo hair that he gelled the shit out of.
It's just
So he's going to be retarded.
Horn. I think it's a horn. I don't know. I like it.
Why does he need a fucking horn?
I think it looks like a mohawk, personally.
Or faux hawk more than anything.
Yeah,
Still,
well.
though, it's like, that's supposed to be a robot, not fucking David Tennant.
I didn't say he was
Doctor
the best looking
Who, he was
Transformer
fucking
ever.
right.
I just said he looks all right. I'm not saying I'm not, all in about the show. I'm just saying he's
Matt.
not that bad looking. The Bumblebee doesn't look that bad either to me. I'll go out there. I like the fucking Bumblebee mold.
It's okay, Matt. We know that you're all in on the show, regardless of what it looks like. So.
No, I'm just saying they're not as bad as y'all are. I mean, they're not as bad as y'all are putting them out to be. That's my opinion. Whatever. Hell,
I think these designs are weak. I think they were better executed when they went for because this is an extreme example of the streamlined design that Bruce Timm made popular because of Batman the Animated Series. It's also the same design they use for Transformers Animated. Whether people want to fucking admit it or not, we know someone's gonna be like, "No, that's not right. I'm out of Mountain Dew shit," before he goes commenting away. But the fact that
you like animated, didn't you?
I like animated, yes, but I think it had its time and had its run. They don't need to go back to that.
Okay, I can see that point. I can understand that point. I'm just gonna give it time. I mean, like I said, this is just the first thing we see. I'll wait, and see what the toys are like, and if not,
I won't be waiting for this shit. I'll tell you that right now.
The good news for me is that it's just less shit that I have to buy.
Yeah, I am sure I will watch the show and everything like that
Yeah.
because it's what I am. I'm a fan, but it's less stuff I have to buy, and I'm trying to look to not buy so much Transformers anyway, so that's good. So
when y'all saw the Beast Hunters, I meant the Prime and all that stuff before the first time. I don't know if we had started doing the show at that time, but when y'all first saw those, first drawings, what y'all think of those?
The Beast Hunters toys?
Well, just the Prime. I mean, Transformers Prime, the first.
Well, when
sketches and everything.
The first time I saw Transformers Prime designs, it was already in the second season of the show.
I saw them beforehand, and I thought the very same thing. It's animated, but it's CG. So
yeah, that's what I thought too.
It passed. For me, it passed. I was like, all right, I'll check it out. Because they were going for a more serious angle. They were going for story arcs, just like animated did. If you pay attention to that, they kind of had to wrap it up near the end because they canceled it. So you had that bullshit fucking ending of Megatron's in handcuffs and look at all these other Autobots we could have introduced, but no. That Make Your Perceptor being voiced by Microsoft Sam was fucking stupid. But this, I don't know, man. Like, fix it. Come on, really? Like, make another Metabot, man. Like another ambulance bot.
Yeah. No, dude, you're getting this little thing here.
Yeah, you're getting this fucking.
And you can already tell he's gonna be like the wacky one. You know what I mean?
Well, look out! He's gonna be like the reason why a lot of teenagers stopped watching Power Rangers because they fucking noticed that Alpha 5 couldn't shut the fuck up to save his life.
This is for kids. Remember, it is for kids.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the adult fans that are going to check this out with their kids. They're going to sit there, and every time fucking Alpha 5 here runs his mouth, well, no, Bumblebee's hurt. Oh, God, a Bumblebee. Yeah, that shit's going to happen.
There's plenty of good cartoons for kids that are also enjoyable for adults. Plenty.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to right now, this is going to be my favorite show ever. So, fuck it.
So you know what isn't my favorite so far? This price tag for Maki Toys Utopia.
Yeah.
What a buzzkill.
That is expensive.
$400 motherfucking dollars.
Yeah.
That
one hurt. That one hurt.
Can't you give me like a leg for 100 and then another leg for 100 and then maybe the torso for 100 and then the two arms?
This is what really pisses me off about third-party companies sometimes. And I understand he's like, 22 inches, and whatever the fuck is, how tall is he? 18 and a half inches tall. Yeah. You, for 400, and say what you want about Generations Metro. I don't own him. I've seen the videos. I've seen the complaints. He's got loose legs. Oh, look, man. Look how easy that fix is, Justin can atone to that because he fixed his.
I fixed two of them.
And he's, skull faces too. And dude, this is 400 smackers. Where something goes wrong on this, it's a $400 figure that's going to break your heart.
Now, see, I have the Generations Metroplex. I like him a lot better now that I've got some paint on him and that Justin fixed the wobbly legs. But my biggest complaint is getting a cool pose out of him because of the fucking feet. Like, it's unless he's standing pretty much straight up and down, that's all you get. And that's my biggest complaint with him. I would love to have this thing, but it's just that
$400.
It's just that $400, and I already spent $100 just last year on another Metroplex. I can't do it right now. I can't justify it to myself.
I would be happy, and it would, to quote Deluxe, pre-ordered if it was $200. If it was,
if it was $200, that'd be a no-brainer.
Yeah, I think say what would be the price point? I'd say probably about $200 would be a good
$200. Oh,
I can see this going down though. I can see this not really. I wait around Christmas time, probably. I don't know when's this supposed to come out. I don't know, but sometime I can see this in the spring cleaning thing.
Yeah, if it was $300, if it's Make Toys though, their shit moves.
Yeah, but $400,
right? I hear you.
Shit. I don't. I mean, even though I'm not dogging Make Toys. They got some good shit, but fuck, $400 and there's
I'm hoping that something happens with it. I really like it, and it's the fact that it's like my Omega Supreme is a decent enough size for me. The Platinum one, whatever, the year the whatever, and he's a little bit bigger than him. It looks like so. And I'm content with the size of him. It's just that had I known he was coming, I may not have got the Generations Metroplex and got this one instead. But I just dumped the fucking $100 into a Metroplex. I just can't do it again so soon.
How tall is this guy?
18.2.
18 and a half, I believe.
18 and a half. Yeah. Like I said, I see him. I know he's Make Toys and everything, but I see him probably in the spring cleaning. I could see him going down to probably $200, maybe $150 later on.
$150? You're talking about more than 50% off?
I don't see that.
Okay, I don't know, but I do see him going for lesser. I know a lot of people's not going to jump on.
It'll probably be like $350 when he goes on quote clearance.
Yeah, that's more like what I see.
Really?
That's yeah. I only see a $50 markdown on a third party transformer.
I could see $300 at probably the bottom. The very bottom.
The very bottom. Absolutely.
If it gets there. But, I think that what doesn't sell at its full price, if they drop it $50, that'll probably sell what's left and there just won't be anymore.
I'll tell you what is awesome. Gumball. Gumball's awesome.
Yeah, I like Gumball too. But the rest of the world hates him. Or hates TFC.
I don't hate TFC.
We are good friends with TSC. They take care of us. Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, anybody
TSC.
listening, we have an interview with the maker of the CEO of Fans Toys. We already have the questions. We've sent it to him. We have the answers as well. We just got to come up with kind of a creative way to display it since he couldn't do it live on the air because of the language barrier. But I can say that the answers are they're interesting. They're very direct. He's not really like a wordy unit. Do
you like doing what you do? Yes.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much.
Okay.
No.
But the answers are interesting, so I'm gonna try to figure out a way to get them up as soon as possible and as interesting as possible.
I'll be doing the reading.
Yay.
Actually, you should bust out the African voice. There,
yeah.
they should
well,
just read them all.
Is that I'm afraid that people are gonna think that the fucking thing is not legit, But it totally is. But I'm afraid that people are going to be like, is he bullshitting or is this real?
I think we should be more worried if we do end up doing recording voiceover that consisted of, and welcome to Fans on Real Time. And we do it for fans. We are fans, right? I think that would blow up in our face.
Oh, yeah. Nobody would fucking talk to us again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, it's coming soon.
Right on. So, moving on, Clone Droid update.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can
somebody explain this to me?
Apparently, I think the idea behind it is that the MMC 6-shot just is too big for a classics collector, which I don't get because he's freaking huge in G1. So
perfect.
I don't understand that. Yeah, but yeah. So basically, this Clone Droid people, decided that, hey, what's the best way to make a classic size one? Knock off MMZ, which kind of, I don't know, that type of thing.
So they're scaling it down.
Yeah, that's all.
I thought they were scaling. I thought they were scaling it up.
Hold on, guys. This is a whole new mold. It's not a knockoff, okay?
And I just want to point out that anyone who has a problem or doesn't have a problem with this, but had a problem when iGear did like Faith Leader and stuff, like, God, you're a bunch of hypocrites. You know, like.
Welcome to the fandom.
Yeah.
So, I think we know it all, and of course we can't be spoken to about it.
So is this a whole new thing, or is this like an add-on kit for him, or is this just a whole new figure?
It's a whole new figure, man. It's like Voyager size, probably.
Yeah, it's a knocked off MMC. That's all. So he will be smaller.
With balls, it's called Ninja Six Shot.
You know, I almost feel like the knockoff situation is getting like it's to a point where like it's like, man, like. You know, I feel like the fandom should take a stand and be like, we are not calling knockoff companies third-party companies.
I think so too. It's not third party. It's not the same. I mean, it is a third party in the sense that it's not Hasbro making it, but it's not like, you know, what we have come to know third party as, like original designs and stuff like that. And I'm sorry, like, you know,
rip-off. I mean, it's just It ruins stuff. It ruined. I would be so pissed if I bought a G1 figure and they couldn't have found out it was a knockoff. Because I don't have any knockoffs that I know of in my collection because I don't collect them. But I would be highly pissed off if I paid so much money and told me it was a knockoff.
This is just really fucking bottom feeder mentality.
It is, and this is the stuff when people go, "Oh, and third party bubble's gonna burst." This is the shit that's gonna go away. This type of stuff is what's gonna get, you know,
and good riddance.
Yeah. And, like, I mean, this is the same thing.
Easy, careful. Some people support knockoff companies because they're daring to be original.
Yeah, well,
so we don't want to upset them.
Well, this is the exact same thing that I think about for, like, that Strika and stuff. Like, I'm sorry, it's still a knockoff, even if you put a different head on it. Like, you know, like, I'm as excited for this as I am for that Strika. So
I don't want to do the voice and hurt people's feelings. But we all know it's still original, just like that shitty ass downside fucking Cyberverse figure fucking Starscream. That's a knockoff.
I'm just not a fan of see now, you know, I know what you're talking about, Oscar, and you know, if we got to see more information on that. I don't, you know, if that's a whole new everything, I just can't imagine it's a whole new everything because like there's so many similarities. There may be some different engineering going on there, but it looks like a lot of similarities.
You know, different engineering, man. The motherfuckers took apart a fucking MMC 6-shot, and then they went ahead and just cast this shit.
Not here. Yeah, here, absolutely. I'm talking about that Starscream situation.
That's dead on fucking. That is not the same mold. That is a fucking knockoff, and I'm sorry. It's just I disagree when certain people try to explain to me it's an original mold when it fucking isn't. It looks just like its fucking deluxe class predecessor, and it basically looks like it transforms the same way. It has holes in its legs to post the weapons the same places as its deluxe counterpart. It's a fucking knockoff. If it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, odds are it's a knockoff from a shitty knockoff company.
Right.
There's people actually support. I mean, they like this shit. I mean, which is fine.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
and a lot of times, in the same breath, you know, they'll shit on third party or the third party market because what they do is just reveal themselves that it has nothing to do with intellectual rights or standing on any sort of podium. It's all about what they can fucking afford.
Yeah.
And what they can afford becomes the standard of what is quality and what is acceptable. It's
exactly.
nonsense.
And then you got motherfuckers like me that learned that shit the hard way, and that's how me and Skullface had gay sex one night.
That's
true.
Well, and that's why we try to tell everybody when we say things. It's, you know,
I don't know why anybody shit on this figure. I mean, not the knockoff, the 6-shot. That figure's awesome. I could play with that every day.
Oh yeah. And that's you know that's kind of what makes it. It's like insult to injury, where it's like man, like you guys are ripping off a piece of fucking art.
Yeah, y'all got some balls. You know,
and this is like, you know, the company that engineered this should get the money for it because, you know, like, Hasbro knockoffs and stuff, I guess I'm a little more lenient about, like, those, like, I don't know, wouldn't want to be sold one of those masterpiece knockoffs and be told it's the real thing at all.
Oh,
you know, I want to support that, but on the other hand, like, I guess care as much about, like, Hasbro and stuff because they're, you know, multi-million-dollar companies, billion-dollar companies that, you know, it's not hurting them as bad, but, like, you know, you're not going to get another six shot like this if MMC goes out of business. Like they engineered it. Hopefully, somebody else.
And the thing is, like, I think people, because the price tag is high on a lot of third party stuff. People have this really warped conception of what these people are making.
Yeah.
But like one thing I will give away about the Fans Toys interview is that the dude has a day job.
I think everybody who's
I bet a lot of
doing
them
this
do.
stuff.
Oh, no, I guarantee you some of the third party really they have to have a second job.
It's not successful enough where that's his bread and butter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're not making shitloads of money on the third party companies. I understand that they're not. I mean, I know everybody knows that.
And that's kind of why I love third party. It's just like it's like this, and not to say that all of it's good and all that, because that's not my bag at all. But it's kind of like this grassroots kind of thing of like, fuck, this is for us, by us,
FUBU.
Yeah, it's like the FUBU.
Are you FUBU now?
Yeah, it's like the FUBU of fucking nerddom.
Is FUBU still around? We can get sponsored by them. We got a black guy on here, so we can interview FUBU it up.
Shout out to Antoine. We miss you, you big bag of.
Yeah, to anybody listening, we're still
fuckers.
bearing with Antoine. He's going through what he's going through, and when he's ready to come back, we'll take it from there.
And I'm wondering why my fiance keeps asking about him. I don't fucking know.
Shout out to Antoine for always doing the news for us, though.
Yes.
Yeah,
because we are some lazy motherfuckers.
That's another thing that you guys may not know is that although Antoine has not been on the show recently because he's been handling whatever he's been handling, he's still been cranking out the notes for us every week. I mean, I go through and clean them up and kind of edit them and put them together. But I mean, what Antoine does to contribute before then is really quite priceless. So, so he's still very much involved.
Hugs.
We love you, Antoine. We miss you. We can't wait to have you back. Moving on to something that was priceless. We trolled the fuck out of this fucking next topic right here. Mechaform has revealed a brand new head for their Jetfire after
how awesome is this? Now, I'm really sad that Greg's not here because he really wanted to talk about this, but he thinks that like there was somebody. Well, apparently in one of the groups there was somebody that was joking this and sent a picture of the Mech Ideas head with Michael Bay's head shopped on it. And he really thinks that they took it to heart because he thinks that this head resembles that Photoshop picture. He was supposed to say
they sent out a thing. They sent out an email or something on Facebook stating that we've heard all the negative comments and everything, so we're going to change it up a little bit.
I gotta give them props that that they listen to their fans and stuff, or the fans, maybe not necessarily their fans. But they listened and made design changes and everything. Yep. So that's admirable. But I don't know, still not for me.
Absolutely.
I have to see it completely with the new head because that old head I never wanted to like cut myself while looking at a Transformer till that figure was revealed.
Yeah, that had something.
That face with the little sad face that Greg said afterwards, like I can't get it out of my head.
I always wondered what Jetfire would look like. God, I can't stop laughing. I always wonder what Jetfire would look like if he had Asperger's. I know. Good God. No offense to anyone that does, in fact, have Asperger's.
No, we love you too. But
awesome.
What a funny disease name, too. Asperger's.
Funny disease name.
We're going to get fired.
And he's got slightly a larger rifle on it. Yeah.
But, like...
Don't even get me started. That fucking, like, I'm seeing all the photos of him, like, kneeling down and, with that gun that looked like one of those, like, $2.99 cap guns you buy at a fucking Hindu mart. That you would buy along with the blunt wraps for your kids. Well, you buy the gun for your kids, you buy yourself the blunt wraps. Right.
It looked like a Nerf gun.
It just looked like epic fail, and it's just like, guys, what are you fucking doing?
And this head change isn't like leaps and bounds. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's like you're like, fuck, look at, like, it's not like Chronos. When Chronos is like second version, you're like, oh shit, they really went back to the drawing board. This one looks like they got, like, they didn't even get a sketch pad out. Like, they got, like, a little Post-it note and just made a little scribble instead of...
Actually, what I thought they did is it looked like they went on Photoshop and just, like, used the free transform button and just kind of made it smaller, because it just looks more rounded as opposed to an oval this time. So it kind of looks like a dude wearing, like, a motorcycle helmet now.
Absolutely.
Like, doesn't look like the face is so drastically improved.
Yep.
So...
I think that they're gonna. I think they need to pull a Fans Toys and abandon ship.
Yep.
You know,
There.
just leave it alone.
I can't wait to get my Hasbro leader. Yeah. Because that looks better than this shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on. What are you saying?
I was gonna say, honestly, for the price tag of this toy, like, yeah, I couldn't justify buying this for a Classics collection. Like, Kronos for Masterpiece, sure, but for Classics collection, it's like, you know, honestly, I hate to say it's good enough, but the Hasbro one is good enough, you know?
Right.
Yep.
For that scale, so, yeah.
Yep. So, oh, this is great. Oh, boy. So, we're on to Hasbro Takara news. We have a Kids Logic Megatron.
Don't get too excited, everybody, because Bobby and I were talking about this after the show, or before the show. Yeah, after the show. We were in the future and we came back. But yeah, the P-38 here is a real one, and they're just kind of showing the contours of the gun versus that sculpted Megatron piece. So don't expect this guy to actually transform, I suspect.
What?
Yeah, I think that the Kids Logic did
stuff
a
doesn't usually transform, right?
right.
Yeah.
They had a super deformed Optimus Prime, so yeah, I think that this is what this is going to be, a super deformed Megatron to go with them. So,
So they can battle in a fucking nursery.
Pass.
I mean, it's just like,
America.
you know, and this is like we're not experts on this, so anybody listening, feel free to correct us if we're wrong, but we think this is officially licensed.
yeah, I believe so.
I believe so, yeah.
So, like, why? Why is Hasbro licensing shit like that? You know what I mean? Oh my god. Why can't they license something good to somebody good?
You see, when a mommy license and a daddy license really, really like one another,
Right.
they get a little drunk and then they make phone calls, and that's when shit like this happens. That's right. This is
So who's in
I don't
for
know,
this?
not me, that's for sure.
Like nobody. I've never even like heard a person in real life say that they bought like, or like, you know what I mean? Like I've never seen like, even on the boards and everything, I was like, sweet, finally, you know, like I've never seen it.
Fucking purchase, motherfuckers.
Like, how does this shit maintain itself?
Pre-order.
Right, except for
Pre-ordered.
deluxe.
No, I'm passing on this one. I'm not getting this. No.
So let's talk about something real funny. Transformers Prime Protect the Bots, and the link takes us to a gallery of from the Tokyo
I'm
Toy
getting
Show,
these.
and they're not.
Sorry.
I don't see them here.
No, that's the wrong link for it. The
So,
fucking drive
we'll
was
fix
being
it.
crazy today, but basically, deluxe.
The recolors.
They're recolors of what? Prime Ratchet.
RC.
RC.
No, now it's the Legends RC too. It's not the deluxe.
Really?
RC.
Well, you know, honestly, the
It's a
Legends
Legends.
the Legends one's kind of solves that problem that I hate with the super oversized motorcycle. And if they're not going to combine and all that stuff, then that's actually kind of how I would prefer to see it. But yeah.
The leader is Hot or Inferno mold from Classics.
Are they re-releasing it?
So they're gonna redo
Yeah.
Hotspot again. I don't get it.
I think it's Hotspot. I think. And
Fail.
what was the other helicopter? Is like I think the movie
Evac.
helicopter.
No, it's
Evac.
Evac.
Oh, is it Evac?
Cybertron
Okay.
Evac. Yeah, it's fail. Fail.
Do you think
Fail.
this is really them trying
Fail.
to thwart the TFC Make Toys efforts?
You know,
I
if
hope-
this
I
is,
hope
that's
not.
pretty sad.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it really is, because what this chalks up to, if that's what they're trying to do is a thwart TFC and Maki Toys, it's the equivalent of like that fucking 5'10", like, 10-year-old fighting that fucking, 4'5" that he just puts his hand out and he's just swinging him in air. He's like, I'm gonna get you, you big bully. Because that's what this shit is. It's a pathetic attempt at trying to fucking. Why would you bother?
Van Gogh guy pisses me off. Jimmy, get your crayons.
This motherfucker's gonna see it coming. So I mean
see, like, you know who I want to talk to? I want to talk to the guy out there that's like sees this and is like, yeah, take that, Make Toys, take that, TFC.
Are they gonna combine? Don't fucking ask questions, Bill. I'm sorry.
You know, like
I haven't been part of that thread, but I have to see somewhere that someone is asking if they're going to combine or if there will be a third-party upgrade kit to make them combine. Which, I would love to see, because to have a little, like, gimpy RC arm, that just, like, makes me super happy.
I don't understand why they would do that. Why would they have a Cyberverse figure in a set like this?
Yeah, I'm also glad that Groove is finally getting his period and all that stuff, so that's pretty exciting.
And he's got rockin' tits.
Yeah.
Well, they did it because, they knew it wasn't going to combine and everything, but, I don't know. I may buy a couple of them. I like the Inferno mode. The Ratchet mode's pretty cool, too. I like the Ratchet one, too. The rest, I'll probably...
I might get the hotspot, because I would have... because somebody already did it before, right? They already did it before.
Yeah, what the heck was it? The Korean ones or whatever.
Yeah.
The GDOs, yeah.
Yeah, GDO. And that head looked awesome on that hotspot.
That was a good
really
figure. I got that as a birthday present from the woman I'm going to be marrying on June 22nd, 2014.
That may be the only reason I'm interested in this set, is just to put them next to that GDO hotspot and be like, all right, here's the actual Hasbro.
You're no longer lonely, you big bastard. Yeah.
But
it's a good mold, too, the Inferno and the Grapple.
Oh, yeah, the Inferno mode's probably one of my favorite classics molds. So.
Yeah.
But I might get it. I might get that one. But, there's no fucking way I'm going to... I just don't get it, man. I don't get how people could possibly want to choose this. Did I cut out?
Nope, you're good.
No, you're good.
Could possibly want to choose this over one of the other options and really think that they were making the best choice. Now, they were like, hey, I'm doing what's right for my pocket. Okay.
It's like, probably because it's going to be
worries.
cheaper.
Sold. I get that, buddy. Enough said. But if they're like, no, I've got the money, dude. I'm getting this one because it just looks better.
Yeah.
That's the guy I want.
The only reason, I think the reason why is price-wise. I mean, Gumball, the other ones are like $100 a piece. These are going to be like, 20, 25 probably.
If they sell them in a set, they're going to be like fucking $70.
I don't know if they're going to sell them as a set, though. They may sell them two a piece. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, well, no, I'm talking about like all together.
Oh, like a box set?
Yeah.
I don't see them selling these as box sets.
I see them as being shitty exclusive box sets that are just going to take up space. Don't get me wrong, dude. Like I stated, before we went on, like I stated earlier on the show, I love my police bots. That fucking Beast Hunter's Prowl was a shitty mold. You're going to redo a few colors and then release it again and call it Streetwise? Nah.
But we do have San Diego coming up.
There you go. You're fucked. Now you're going to be paying like $200.
Oh, no, but we already got the exclusive.
Yeah, we got that box set already. I think they'll probably just do a single issue of another figure. I don't think they'll do another 2 box sets, I don't think.
No, they wouldn't do that. But maybe this
might be like
that this will be the news discussed either at BotCon or at...
I could see this be maybe like the, the 5-pack thing maybe at Walmart for the Black Friday or something.
Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, I could see this maybe being a Christmas set, somewhere around there. Definitely Black Friday, maybe 2 a piece or something, or I don't know, or
Hey, speaking of which, if anybody is going to BotCon and listens to the show,
take photos for us.
Yeah, feel free to post pictures up on the Shadowcast Facebook page, and
or you can email it to us on shattercastonline@gmail.net, correct?
Yeah, and
.com.
We will use your pictures and credit you and give you a shout out.
Make sure you put in the subject "fail." To know exactly what you're sending us, and we'll make sure Matthew sees it first because we know he'll dig it.
Oh, I'm gonna say it first, anyways.
So,
I'm going BotCon and TFCon.
I just don't. I mean, I get this. It's just that the timing of this seems a little weird, being as though all the third parties are kind of making.
Yep, that's exactly why they did it, dude. They're trying to fight just like they did with the, and I think they did okay with the Swerve figures compared to Maki Toy Swerve. I think they did fine. Great job. Yeah. But, for me, it's kind of too little too late because that false sense of hope that you gave me with your Swerve figure, I bought Tailgate only to be disappointed all over again.
Right.
All right. And so, speaking of disappointment, actually, no, this next one isn't disappointing. I'm sorry. Masterpiece Ultra Magnus. Oh, wait, this one's a disappointment. Cloud Erotimus and Cloud Shockwave. Those two are disappointments at Tokyo Toy Show, which is the link you provided for earlier.
Yeah,
but
$100. $100, man.
$100, and you can get a Rodimus that's a triple changer.
Yeah,
that's Shockwave.
Now, I will say this, and this is me being defensive of them. Like, the Rodimus does kind of have that more than meets the eye vibe, which is kind of cool.
It's not a Rodimus without the fucking fins on the back, dude.
Yeah, I
just
agree.
It just ain't.
You know they'll make a third-party add-on kit for it.
Yeah, but I'm already spending $100 on this Voyager.
Yeah, that's the thing. This would be a lot more appealing to me if it wasn't $100 Voyager. Like, the fact that it costs so much is just ridiculous.
Yeah, $50 would have been good. Even if $50 is,
it's kind of shit. I mean, I love Springer. I don't need to be reminded of the awesomeness that is the Generation Springer by you repainting them fucking orange, red, and yellow.
They're just like, hey guys, we got one. What else can we throw at this?
You know, Rodimus fanboys are fapping everywhere going, I got pre-ordered, motherfucker. As they're fucking...
How'd you know what I was doing? Shit.
Cranking one out till they chafe to this thing, man. I mean, I'm a Rodimus fan. Everyone knows that. I like my Rodimus.
I do
But
too.
this isn't Rodimus Prime to me, dude. It's fucking Springer pretending to be a Prime. Like, oh, never know. I'm really Springer in disguise. Ah, get it? Robots in disguise. Conk.
I don't think Cloud really cares. I meant the two sets before this. I don't really think they give a shit. They're just,
They don't. You re-released the fucking Classics Optimus Prime with a black wind shear. That's nothing. What is that supposed to mean? Know what that means? It tells me that they fucked up in the factory. We're like, well, roll with it, dude. Just roll with it, dude.
Well,
you know,
and
you released
Starscream the
Megatron in G1 colors, which is something you should have fucking done in the first place.
Yeah.
Not give us, hey, you ever wonder what happened to Joker and Megatron fucking had a kid? Hey, look at that. You know?
Well, to me, like the real loser of this is that fucking Shockwave.
Oh.
Like, and that's
everybody knew that was coming, though.
See, I didn't, because I would never think of that. I would be like, man, there's no way.
The one eye thing, everybody knew. When
just
the world came out,
dude,
I'm just saying, when the world came out, everybody in the things were just saying, oh, that's going to be repainted Shockwave. Everybody knew that.
Well, customizers did.
That's crazy to me. Like, I mean, fucking Metroplex has two eyes. They're not repainting him into Cosmos or whoever, you know, like.
Yeah, but how many Transformers has one eye?
I know, dude, but what I'm saying is that
you don't have many choices.
One eye is not enough of a defining feature to just throw it at any other character with one eye.
What else are they going to do with it? What else can you do with
Be
more?
done with it. Be happy that they made something halfway decent.
They're not going to do that. Come on now. Hasbro or third party. You know they're going to try to make as much stuff.
Does anyone know the definition of this whole Cloud thing? Because they're also releasing that fucking which was a good figure, the first edition Bulkhead figure, but they're making him Brawn and changing his color scheme.
Yeah, that was with Starscream.
That was with Starscream.
That defeated the purpose of Brawn being Brawn. What made Brawn special to me was he was that short Autobot that could fuck up some shit when he was pissed.
And he wasn't going to take any shit.
Yeah, and now you give him like, hey, I'm like fucking 50 feet tall, man, and fucking shredded if you transform me, right?
You know, honestly, if I could get that Brawn for like $25, I'd be in, because it's so
I would too, but he ain't worth no $100
goofy.
fucking, just like that shit seeker repaint, the fucking double deal that they call Starscream.
Yeah.
Like it's I don't know, maybe it's the fact that I'm doomed to understand that I'm forever associate someone like, I don't know, Shockwave transforming into a gun, not into a ship, not into a fucking purple helicopter, you know? I'll associate Starscream transforming into a sleek and sexy jet, not a goddamn tank as his third form. Yep. Maybe it's just me.
I think these will be on spring cleaning, definitely. I can see these going down later.
I had the luxury of going to Tokyo once in my life, and
did you?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. And I marveled at the phones and stuff like that they had in their electronic stores. I'm like, wow, these are so much better than what we had. Like, they had like TV and all this other stuff that went to their phones, and this was back before, you know, our smartphones started hitting the market, like way before the iPhone hit. But what the hell? Why doesn't anybody have a good camera there? Like, why? Why do we have all these like crappy, blurry shots? Like,
please stay 30 feet away from case, just in case third-party company come. We cue them.
Like, you can't see anything on this Rodimus, and like I've seen some. Like, I'm gonna post a picture in Skype here, and like someone did this is before we saw the full pictures of Rodimus, but did a really nice picture of him, and he actually looks pretty good if you ask me. Like, I think everything looks pretty solid on him. Let me see if I can post this somewhere here.
Are you gonna post it as an image so the people that are actually watching us on YouTube can see what you're talking?
Yeah, I'll save it and I'll put it in at this point here so everybody can see it. But yeah, I mean, like, it's a decent looking, like, he looks decent the way that the hood would fold up on his back, like, makes the wing things. So, I don't know.
You know...
What the hell is that?
I like it, whatever it is.
I know I do, but it's like, damn.
Yeah.
That's like, is that Peter Griffin hitting his knee on the sidewalk?
No, it's my fiance fucking hates it when I do that because it's when I'm not really crazy about something, but I'll let it slide if someone else does it and not me. Because this is not Rodimus. No. If you were to get rid of that fucking centerpiece for the helmet that they have colored gray.
Yeah.
All right. Get rid of the centerpiece for that helmet. The fucking spikes on the side. Hey, mate, eliminate the helicopter mode. I would fucking be all in for this. But it's just not Rodimus, dude.
I'll tell you what you eliminate. $50 of the price tag. That's what, you know, regardless of helicopter and all that, get rid of $50 off its price tag and I'd be
you know.
It looks a lot better than the Shockwave one. If I had to choose between one, I would get the Rodimus.
Yeah, I would too.
Wow,
I would too.
That hurt.
I would get the Rodimus too, but
Yeah.
but I'm you know I'd much rather have like a proper Rodimus.
Yeah,
I'm happy with my knockoff Fans Project add-on set. Thank you.
I am too, but you know, honestly, like
awesome.
that Rodimus mold is one of the older classic molds. Like, I would not mind seeing him getting redone, and especially like two versions, one with the trailer and one without.
Our good friends at Get Right Robot need to get in touch with me or Skullface, and we will more than happy give you some nice, sweet designs so you could be the first third-party company to make your own Not Rodimus. We'll call him Upstart Leader, and we'll move from there.
Would you want another deluxe or would you want a Voyager size?
He would have to be Voyager size, dude. I would dig him Voyager size. He can't be deluxe, man.
To go with the Galvatron, the mannequin one?
Yep, goddamn right. So you'd have like fucking kick-ass fight scenes. This thing here, I'm looking at this thing here, and I'm just like, you know, what if I like move this and then like that fucking side window pops off his forearm and you know it's nah. I'm gonna pass on this shit.
But my you know, at least I can see the Rodimus there. I could be like, man, this looks more Rodimus than not. But that fucking Shockwave looks nothing like Shockwave, except that he's purple and has one eye. Like, that's the only thing that he has in common.
Yeah. I know something else that can become purple with one eye. What?
Penis!
T2R6, you dirty dog.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that's the only reason why they did that, because you can't get anything else from the world mode, really. I mean, when they come out, everybody automatically knew, that's going to be repainted to Shockwave somewhere. So
it's like it sucks. I was so excited when I got that World Voyager class figure because I was so traumatized by that fucking Ruination set from that fucking laughing stock of a World figure. Yeah. You know, because they combine. They took a joke into fucking comic book and made it literal and made a joke literally out of it.
They have no idea about the comic more than like.
Yeah, well now they do. They're like, hey, wait a second, you guys got to draw your guys that look like our guys.
Yeah,
Know what I mean, motherfucker? But we'll move on into something really fucking awesome. I think everyone here can agree. Pre-ordered is all I got to say about it. It is Masterpiece Star Saber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's better pictures out there than this. There's like a picture with him and it's Optimus, him and somebody else. Oh, Ultra Magnus. Yeah. Standing together. He looks beautiful.
God, that looks fucking sick. Now, I never owned the Star Saber. Like the form was seen. That's like where the fuck are the guys from Radio Free Cybertron? We love you guys. Because they would be able to explain this. But we'll have to sit there and harass Justin until he can find out. These are armor add-ons, right? Like an upgrade, or is this like how his robot form always looked? Because
he has technically like 3 robot modes, sort of.
Yeah, because there's like a little guy inside of a guy.
He's got what's called the Brain Master or whatever, or Heart Master, one of the two. I can't remember what they call him. And then he has a small plane that he fits in, and that transforms, and then the whole thing transforms with some thruster piece. So he's like three things. If you, I have a review up, I believe. I think I do, of the Robot Masters, who kind of captures all those parts. So
Right on.
That's just a robot hard-on right there.
And those are expensive too, man. Nowadays, you try to get them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you could find the knockoffs over on fucking your local Dollar General for $5 for a 3-pack for him, Victory Leo, and I think
and those are actually broken. They don't actually transform properly. So
yeah, at all. So I mean, I never bought them. I wanted to, but I just thought twice. And
actually,
there was a phase, listeners, where I bought a lot of knockoff shit.
quick correction, so nobody else does. Some of the knockoffs actually do transform properly. Most of them don't anymore, though.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll go ahead and we'll swerve off topic and get back on this thing. I was cleaning out my closet because the fiance moved in, and I found my Abominus knockoff set that came with the Technobots for limbs, and that was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, that's it.
it.
Yeah, it has Lightspeed and Strafe, I think, as your two limbs.
Lightspeed, Strafe. Who's the car guy? They had the car. Is it Lightspeed?
Yeah.
The red car for Computron?
Scattershot.
Yeah, that's Lightspeed.
It came with the motorcycle, the car, and the jet with the two fucking massive cannons on it. And they combined with a fucking with a white Abominus.
Yeah.
Really, really white Ripper Snapper. And a true to the G1 color scheme, the Eagle guy. What the fuck's Air Razor? No.
No. Oh no, the new one is Cutthroat. What the heck was his original name?
Yeah, I think it's. I remember.
It's Air Razor.
The original one was Cutthroat.
Super Beak.
Yeah, but that guy, the parrot.
They changed his name to shit. What did they change his name to?
Shit,
Parrot.
exactly.
Something that's not as violent.
Air Parrot.
Air Parrot.
Anyway, who cares?
So back to something awesome. Star Saber looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, I mean, this is why Takara Masterpiece is fucking Takara Masterpiece. Like,
yeah,
it's perfect.
And honestly, like, isn't Star Saber the first one that's being designed by the guy who did the original MP 01 through 4? I think.
Is he?
I think so.
I think so, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so this gives me renewed faith in that he actually knows how to make a half decent.
Hisashi Yuki's request. I believe that's in there.
Yeah.
Hisashi Yuki.
If you don't like Masterpiece, fuck you.
Yeah. Don't
You're
sit there.
un-American.
Don't sit there and bitch about how you don't like Masterpiece, yet you buy fucking the knockoff versions of them. Yeah.
In my opinion, if you don't
sense.
like Takara Masterpiece and you collect Transformer toys, you are not a G1 fan.
Yeah.
No. Piss on your man card.
You don't have to own them, but you can't sit there and say I just don't like them.
Right.
Exactly.
Your budget is your budget, and that's your business. But to say I don't like it, I don't see how you can not like Masterpiece and like G1.
Yep.
I just personally don't see it.
I agree. I don't think there's a better representation of G1 than our Masterpiece line.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, just the engineering of it. I mean, the figures. I mean, it's just, you can't say anything wrong about it.
Nope. And this thing looks like it's. I mean, he looks beefy as fuck.
Yeah,
he looks like he's
good size too. He's a really good size.
I can't wait to get him.
Yeah,
he's gonna sit there. I'm gonna have my stacks, and then I'm gonna have my Star Saber, then my MP10, and then my Grimlock, and that is gonna be the display to have.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. Can't wait.
So
yeah, I hope the price is not too high, but it really doesn't matter. I'm still probably gonna shell out for it. So.
Well, this is also Star Saber's the type of thing that I can see. He's the type of Masterpiece toy that'll get a U.S. release at some point. I'm sure of it because there's no licensing issues.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would be highly surprised if he doesn't come to U.S. That said, I don't give a crap. I don't wait for the U.S. releases on these toys. So.
No, I get the Takara ones as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
It's just like. It's fucking perfection. Like I don't know. This is the kind of stuff that makes me excited about the hobby. And I've kind of been recently with the Transformers. It seems like we've just been berated with like all this bullshit. Like it's either like these third party companies or these quote unquote third party companies. Producing knockoffs, or like third party companies that are producing stuff that I'm like kind of excited about, but not enough. Like the Cloud Raker and whatever. But like this, it's like. it's just a reminder. It's like it's just like a reminder of like, yep, Daddy's home. Like
Well, and this is the thing.
sorry.
Like earlier, I had said, I'm trying to cut back on buying certain toys and stuff like that. Like this is why I'm gonna cut back because I know these things are expensive, and it's
Right.
like, why should I get this BS Deluxe here and this BS Deluxe there? That like maybe it'll scratch the itch of I want something new to mess with right now, but like it's not something that 6 months from now I'm gonna really care to look at. Like I can think of so many toys I've picked up that sit in a bin. Maybe I reviewed them and that's it. After that they sat there. So
that's why it's a good time to collect that now because there's something out there for everybody. I mean, like I said, if you're a masterpiece collector, if you're a knockoff, you got the movie stuff. What you want to say about it. There's just stuff out there. For everybody to.
Absolutely, and I hope that the movies bring in new fans and all that because that's important. But
yeah, I mean, like you said, everybody hates on the movie stuff, but if the movie stuff does well. That means eventually this transfer, third party stuff is going to do pretty good, and eventually Hasbro puts out something, pretty good once, every once in a while.
I don't think the movie stuff has any bearing on third party stuff.
I think it does, kind of, man. I mean, if they do well, you'll see. I mean, if they don't do well with the movie stuff because they put a lot of money into it, they're not going to go on extra projects to do stuff for everything because they're not making the money for it.
But I mean, I don't see how that.
They'll go make My Little Ponies and fucking.
But I don't see how that has anything to do with the third party market.
Well, okay, I'm sorry, not the third party market, but I'm just saying Hasbro stuff.
Oh, okay.
But once Hasbro stuff makes, once Hasbro puts stuff out, there's always third, party stuff, always trying to make things better for the Hasbro stuff. So
right,
it helps it a little bit, but not like I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
So,
moving on.
Well, we have a discussion for the week. Obstacles with displaying your collection.
Yeah. I put this in there because if you're like if you're a serious collector and you acquire more shit than you have room to put it, pretty,
Yes.
sooner or later.
Yeah.
And then what I notice is like people end up with these shelving units chock full of figures where you end up only seeing like 5 to 10% of each figure. You see like a head and some shoulder pads, and then you see another head and some shoulder pads, and you see everybody in the first row, and then you see 50% of the guys in the back row that are standing up real tall. So like my I guess I'll give a chance for everybody to go around and then I'll come back and I'll give my 2 cents about it. But what are your thoughts about kind of displaying your collection, and what do you buy or what have you bought that you liked or haven't liked, to display your collection? And do you have any thoughts like, okay, I'm only going to put so many figures on this one or I'm just going to chock this fucking shelf full until they can't take it no more.
Well,
Oscar.
okay.
Go ahead, Justin.
I was going to go first since no one was jumping in. I am in the ladder there where I have just kind of limited space to display things just because, how my house works, unfortunately. And, so I have my shelf chock full of stuff, and I actually kind of like how it looks when it's all cluttered together and stuff, and you can only see little bits and pieces of things because it's kind of like an I Spy on my shelf, like, oh, I see that guy, guy. So, like, I don't know, it's kind of cool. Yeah, I don't dislike that.
I kind of like that too because it seems like your crew is deep as fuck.
Right.
What I mean?
It thinks you got a lot more than what you think everybody has. Yeah,
right.
But
your crew is deep as fuck.
You know what I mean?
I haven't heard that term since the last time I went to a club like 6 years ago.
But like,
rolling in 6 deep.
But my question is like, if you're spending like $100 on a figure or whatever, and then you have them stuffed in the back, do you feel a certain kind of way about that at all? Or?
No, I mean, well, like, okay, so nobody's seen my house here, but like my combiners sit on top of my entertainment center in my living room, and then like usually most of my expensive stuff like does sit on the shelf and sort of in the back, but I kind of like how they look, and usually they tower over the things in front of them anyway, so it's not like you can't see them in my house. Now, granted, the only reason I'm not displaying more is because, like I said, limited space to put stuff, and like eventually when I move houses, I'm gonna have a better display.
Right.
But you kind of got to make do with what you have with the room you have. So that's the defining factor for how I display my stuff. So.
Where did you get your shelves?
I actually don't know where my shelf came from. I got it a while ago as a gift. So it stays out there, and eventually, I wish, but yeah, eventually I will end up getting like those Deltoff things from IKEA because those things are freaking awesome and cheap. So
Yeah, the only problem with them is you only get like four shelves or 5 shelves.
yeah, well, if you see the shelves I'm working with, it's probably just about as much space. So.
I got you.
But space constraints keep me from getting what I really want. So.
Gotcha. Oscar?
I heard that. Well, it depends. Like, I right now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spots. 8, technically, if you count the space spot my printer. I'll keep like I don't know. It depends. Like the high dollar third party combiners, like my MMCs and my Fan Project Boys. Those are right next to the Xbox. So I could look when I wake up. I look at them, I'm just like, damn, those are badass. You know, I can't stand when they get fucking clustered in a shelf because I'm the only motherfucker that'll clean that shelf because I don't trust anybody to do it for me.
Right.
Because they don't understand the value. But you know, it's always like an iffy thing. So whenever I I went out and I bought these movie figures, and it's like, okay, I'll buy these movie figures with the intent of I'll try to enjoy them. If they really grow on me, great. If not, maybe 2 weeks after the movie comes out, I may sell the whole lot of them.
Right.
You know, like those are the ones that, okay, there's too many of these like deluxe class figures on the shelf. These have got to go. I'll keep like certain Voyagers or Masterpiece figures on the shelf. They got to be up front, man. I don't have like shelves deep with like 30 deep figures. That just drives me fucking crazy. You know, like I bought an MP Thundercracker to enjoy them, not see them tucked behind a Fall of Cybertron Soundwave.
Right.
You know, so to me, like when obviously I'm getting married, me and the wife are going to get our own place. My goal is I'm going to have my office, and I'm probably going to end up buying the same thing Justin did, and kind of put them on there, and then I'm just going to have to A, buy smarter, and B, display better.
Yeah, that's my philosophy, at least right now, until I get more space. So.
How about you, Matt?
Well, luckily
you got a whole room. Right?
Yeah, I was lucky enough. We got a 3-bedroom house and everything, and I said, I just want one room in the house, and you can have the rest of the house and do whatever you want. So I built my shelves, which I'm very proud of because I'm not really any handiwork at all. And
how'd you build?
They're all held together with duct tape and like crazy glue, nails sticking out of the side.
What'd you use?
Just some white. I painted my room red, and I used some shelves, white shelves I bought off from Home Depot, and I screwed in. I got some L-shaped screws, whatever, or L-shaped little things to hold them up. Yeah, brackets, and I just screwed them in. I like the clutter. I mean, because I like to see them when people have not seen my collection come in, and just their face of when they walk in, just like, holy shit, what is all this? Everything. So I don't mind the clutterness and everything. And I want I just want to say Bobby's collection, your setup, is just masterpiece. I mean, I wish I could have a basement, but we're in Arkansas, so there's not really a lot of basements here because of the flooding and everything. So not allowed to really have a basement. I would love to have a basement set up. And those IKEA things you were talking about, I love those things. They're really nice. I was going to get some last year, but when we went down to Dallas, the IKEA sold out of them, so I couldn't get them. So I'm trying to get back down there, hopefully, and try to get some of those to maybe make it look a little nicer and everything. So, but I'm running out of room now. Shit. Your collection
is definitely. I'm gonna make sure I'm being careful what I say here, but I think it is the most impressive Transformer collection I've ever seen.
Oh well, thank you very much.
You have a ton of shit that I have absolutely no interest in. But
all right, yeah. Well, I was kind of like
only guy I know that I was like, hey, so does the Takara version of Drift have a different face color than the original? Matt's like, be right back. 5 minutes later, here you go, photograph and everything. Oh, I see.
Well, see, I was kind of like, I was like Xavier for a little while. I just got everything, and I had money when I wasn't married or anything, and I had just disposable income. Right. I would buy everything, and I have tons of stuff that I don't really need, like party favors, Transformers. I would buy anything that had Transformers on it for a while. So I need to get rid of some of that stuff and everything. Yeah, but yeah, I know your setup, Bobby. That's fucking sweet. Can't wait to hear you talk about yours, man.
Well, my philosophy is pretty much to like kind of like what Oscar said, like I spent a lot of money on it. Like I don't have as much as like a lot of these guys, like, but I'm definitely my philosophy is a quality over quantity. Like, most of my Transformers are third party or masterpieces, so most of them are starting at like $50 a pop. So being as though that I spent that much money on them, I don't want them hidden. Like I want to be able to fully enjoy them every time I walk down there. So like I'm kind of in like a constant battle with trying to rearrange and move aside so that everyone kind of gets their own little place to shine. What I use for my Transformers, I have like I went to IKEA and I bought these 3. It was like for Father's Day a couple years ago. Like they're like 2 bookcases that are like, I don't know, 3 feet, 4 feet maybe. No, probably 3 feet, 3 feet wide, and then 1 bookcase that's like a foot wide or a foot and a half wide, and then I have like, so I have the 3 foot and then the foot and a half and then the 3 foot, and it kind of, and then I put the shelves at different, like the 3 foot ones are the shelves are on the same height, and then the other one they're staggered, so it just makes it look a little bit more interesting, and then I just try to break them up the best I can so that everybody kind of gets their own little space and you can kind of appreciate each figure. But I just recently, like, I have other shelves for like my Star Wars stuff, and they're just packed in there because there's just so many that like there's no fucking way they would take up my whole basement if I were to like spread them out the way my Transformers are spread out. And then I'm starting to build this Marvel Legends collection up, and I'm already running into difficulty. So I'm building these like I'm hanging these shelves that like come out of this little bump out part of my ceiling. So they're high up, so I don't get to enjoy them as much. But it will, the finished product will end up looking pretty cool. And then I have a couple of those IKEA shelves, and they're cool, but there's not that many shelves, and the stuff on, like, they're cool and they're cheap, which makes them awesome. Like I highly recommend them to anybody. But I'm talking about the glass ones, if anybody that's listening. But the problem with them is that anything below like the 3rd shelf kind of gets lost in the sauce. Like you don't notice them as much because the other stuff is like, so I can't explain it. Like it ends up like you're kind of looking down as you walk up and approach the shelving unit. So like, because it's glass, all the figures that you have on the top 2 shelves kind of block out the ones on the bottom 2, and you just don't get to appreciate the stuff on the bottom shelves. I have like filler bullshit on the bottom shelves of mine. And my top shelves I use for like statues. Like I have a couple of Gentle Giant and Sideshow statues. Like I had this Biker Scout statue, which is probably my favorite piece of my whole fucking house. And I love it, but it's just that's my warning with the IKEA glass ones. Anybody listening? And I don't know. It's just, for me, it's a constant struggle of.
Do any of y'all like a switch out? Like, do y'all move y'all's Transformers around or anything else y'all collect? You do?
I do a lot, actually. There's days like, for example, where all the combiners are next to the Xbox. It's like, as lame as it sounds, I'll sit there and I'll, like, right now on the shelf is, of course, the Intimidator set. You have Feral Rex, my Hexatron. I have my unique Toys Mania King, the TFCC Drift pool. The black and white deck, the black and red deco.
Yeah.
Like I'll have a bunch of figures grouped together to be like, all right, that's these group of guys here. Then one shelf will be like, okay, this is Megatron. I'll put like I have a Henkai Megatron because I'm waiting for Hegemon to be re-released, and I'll put him in front of the 2 Masterpiece Seekers I have, Thundercracker and Acid Storm. Like I'll put him in certain groups and shit like that. Like I tried to follow the IDW comic shit, but nah, I'm good.
Well, see, I can't do that because what I did is I put mine all like in G1, G2, Armada, all them together. Are all together. And I got my third party, by themselves. I got my Marvel Legends stuff, all that stuff by themselves. My statues, and everything. So I try to group everything in what the show series was and everything. So I really don't move my stuff around. I thought maybe y'all would probably move y'all's around a little bit.
I do it because it's fun. I think it's great when I sit there and like on the desk. Sometimes I'll have like 2 figures on the desk to be in a funny pose, like. Since I got MP Grimlock, I had MP Grimlock stomping the leader class, Age of Extinction and Grimlock. You know, like I had him in dinosaur mode. He had 1 foot over the AOE Grimlock, like he's killing him.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, like I did that. I'll do that, or like yesterday, a big chunk of the day yesterday, I had the KFC Stacks looking like he's punching his shit out of Soundwave. You know, it's just for shits and giggles, dude. That's like, to me, that type of stuff is fun.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. Yeah.
What are the anybody feel like anything is particularly difficult to display, like of their collection or an aspect of their collection?
The big boys.
Yeah.
Seekers.
The big boys.
Seekers, because the wings.
The wings just take up so much real estate.
Yep.
Them and sometimes the way their feet are designed, they kind of have trouble standing upright. Like my dirge is a bitch.
Well, especially if you got them on the stands, and too, that's taking up a lot of space too. The little stands they're flying on, because I got like a whole section for my Seekers, and I can only fit like maybe 8 of them on there, I think. So.
I actually have a harder time displaying my smaller figures, like these GI Joes are kicking my ass. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, just like all these 3 3¾ figures, like my GI Joes, my Star Wars, my Marvel Universe, like because like you can
the stands, right?
The shelves, yeah, you know, Star Wars still doesn't even come with a stand. Don't get me started on that shit. But like
those motherfuckers.
There's only so many. You know, first of all, you can't have it on a big shelf because they're so short that they look ridiculous. So they kind of have to have it like they kind of have to be set on a more shorter shelf, and then you can only have them so deep before you lose sight of them because the shelf is so short. So you really have to have a shallow, short shelf. It's a pain in the dick.
Yeah, that's why I'm probably not gonna start collecting those things. So, but they found Lisa found them for like $10 at a comic store.
Oh really?
I don't know. I'm gonna sound blasphemous here. Never got into Star Wars, dude. Never.
I never did too. Well, I did when the 3rd movie came out. I think it was in between Energon and the other one, whatever was after that. And I just, I was going through a fiending point, and I think the 3rd movie just came out, and I just started collecting Star Wars, those little 3rd series, the 3rd movie series, and then I got done with them, and I sold them all in one little thing. So.
Yeah, I just could never get into, especially like when the Clone Wars started coming on TV. Like, you know how it's going to end. Why the fuck are you trying to make people invest into any of the clone troopers? They're going to fucking kill their friends.
I'm not into the Clone Wars stuff, but like the Star Wars figures. Like, I mean, that was my first toy as a kid. You know, like. That was legitimately the first figures I had were Star Wars figures, and my mom.
Man, I never got. I'm not into the classic He-Man figures, you know.
And my mom, for anybody listening, like I've made it, history. I've made it pretty much obvious. And my mom was a raging alcoholic, and I only spent the weekends with her. My father had custody, thank God. And if you look at how my brothers and sisters' lives turned out, you'd fucking thank God too. That they had to stay with my mom, and they're fucking all recovering addicts, and got all sorts of problems. And I got my own fucking problems, and I'm an addict as well of toys and.
You won't go to jail if you get stopped with a bag.
Right. But anyway, like when I was a kid, I was over her house for the weekend. I took my Star Wars figures, much to my father's dismay, and I was in the sandbox, and like another kid came up, like when your kids, like you just talk to other kids, like it's not, like now I'd be like, "What's your fucking angle, buddy?" But like when I was a kid, like this kid just came up and he was like, "Hey man, what's up?" He was like, "Want to play?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah!" And like just took off. Okay. And my mom just threw him away, like just out of spite, just because my father bought him, like just threw him, like went out, saw I wasn't there, and was like, "Fuck it, they're gone," and threw them all away. So like I spent most of my childhood life trying to get my Star Wars figures back. So now it's like it's just one of those things. It's like it's probably a deeply
that's what you're doing now, man.
It's like a psychological thing. Yeah, but Transformers, like I was always, my dad was a little bit funnier about taking them places because they were more expensive than Star Wars. Star Wars figures were $1,
Yeah.
and then they went up to $2.
Back then it was like, what are they, crazy? Sons of bitches.
That's 100% markup. What the
fuck?
Oh, scalper, motherfucker.
Yeah, I understand.
Scalper, motherfuckers. You can't really believe that motherfucker's got a yak face on there for $5.
Yeah, piece of shit.
But so like now, like I think it's a psychological thing with me in Star Wars, but and Star Wars is one of those things where it's like, there's so many of them that it's like, the challenge is getting all of them. Like and not like I don't need 10,000 Darth Vaders. I have one Darth Vader.
Fucking Pokemon reference, Jesus.
But like I don't need like 1,000 Darth Vaders. But like when they're like Alien B, from like some background scene somewhere, you're like, oh fuck, I need that in my life.
Well, that's the same as Joe's. I mean, there's so many. I mean, they're just doing so many recolors and repaints of stuff. So I mean,
God, let me get me started. Like I tried getting back into collecting Joes, and then the next thing I know, I'm scourging eBay, and the prices for them aren't bad.
No,
you're like, oh, $5, man, fuck yeah, purchased.
Right.
So like, I'm looking through all this shit, and I'm just like, there's 7 different Centaurs, there's like 40 different commanders, and 30 Dukes, and God, which one did I buy when I was a kid? And I find the one that came out when I was a kid. I'm like, God, that's fucking awful. Right. Then I look at the 25th anniversary, but that motherfucker's $10. Like my biggest score, I have like 5 G.I. Joe figures, and I stopped there because my biggest score was like the 30th anniversary Cobra Commander with the hard mask, and I scored that motherfucker for $2.99 on eBay auction.
Nice.
And with shipping, it came out to like 6 and change. I was just like, "What's up?" Because other motherfuckers are selling them for like 50,
right,
or whatever, because he's an anniversary rare. I'm like, yeah, not anymore. So,
but that stuff adds up.
It does. It does. It adds up. Space adds up. But
that's why I said, Lisa got me those, Marvel Select like that, and I told her like 2 or 3 times, I was like, are you gonna get the Joes for me? She's like, do you really want them? I'm like, I don't know. I want to get into another collection. Right. And she's like, that's up to you, because they were like $10 a piece for the 25th anniversary ones, and I just like. And I kept saying, maybe I want them. I'm like, no, I don't. So I didn't get them. So I didn't get them. So, But, that's cool. I mean, once I saw your collection, Bobby, on that video, I was like, man, that looks so sweet.
That's
really nice.
Yeah. I mean, that was a lot. It was, it was a lot of work, and it was a lot of fucking negotiating to get that. And
to negotiate all the time.
Question.
Why do I picture you fucking talking to plastic figures? Like, you gotta give him space. Gotta give him space. And then Megatron's like, no, never. Fucking Megatron. Piece of shit.
He's always the asshole.
Yeah. So we got a question?
Yeah, from Mega TF, man. Shout out to Mega TF.
So his question is, if you had full control of Paramount or any other movie-making company like that, how would you reinvent the Transformers? Who would the characters be? And what would the plot line... And what would be the plot line? How many movies and what would be your choice for human cast? And just for craps and claps, Aussies, what other franchise or completely new movie series would you bring to life? Bobby.
I would reboot the fuck out of it. And I would start on Cybertron. And I think I would the problem is that you're going to need the human cast for like a big Hollywood blockbuster for Hollywood to sign on to it, right? Like they're not going to be like, hey, we're not going to fund this whole thing about robots. You're going to need, a big name that we can push with it. So I guess like about, maybe the first act would be them on Cybertron, like in the midst of the war. You learn a little bit about the war, and then the second act would be them getting to Earth and getting, adjusted. And then the third act would be like the first big battle on Earth between Autobots and Decepticons with their human buddies on Earth. And I would use the humans from the G1 show. Like it would be like, Spike, Chip, fucking Sparkplug. I'd probably change Sparkplug's name, but Sparkplug would be like a nickname for him.
Yep. Just
Spike
like in the comics.
Yep. Spike would go by Spike. And as far as actors, I don't really know. That maybe the guy. What's that movie where the Marine was in Desert Storm?
That narrows it down.
We
live in a day and age where we make film that praises our military. That doesn't really narrow it down at all. It's like that soldier that almost died.
Yeah.
Clearly, you're not talking about Saving Private Ryan, but
I don't know. To me, I would definitely make the cast secondary because I would really try to dive into the richness of the character. I would try to tap into that IDW well.
So you would do a movie about Transformers,
right? That would kind of be my philosophy on it, which was going to be a hard sell if to Hollywood, because you know, the whole thing with Hollywood is worried about ticket sales, right? They want to know how many people you can pack in a theater, and they have all sorts of statistics that'll show, like, hey, look, every time Tom Cruise is tied to a movie, that, you know, the automatic opening weekend is going to do about this, you know, which is why, you know, that the system works the way it works. And the problem is that you can't go independent on a film like Transformers because you'll never get the fucking budget to fucking do the effects for the goddamn Transformers. So you're kind of fucked, you know. I'll be honest with you, I would much rather see animated films of Transformers based on IDW than I would a live action movie. That's just me. But
which is possible because the question is, like, if you had full control of Paramount, you know, you can make, and you have full control, so you could basically start having Paramount venture into the world of computer animation or just with traditional 2-dimensional.
Right.
So, I mean, you could be able to do that. So that, you know, you can't answer the question that way.
Can't answer it what way?
But you can.
Oh yeah. So like, and as far as like anything else, I would want to reboot, like, I don't know. I would like to see like a G.I. Joe kind of done right. But like, you know, that one's been fucked even worse than Transformers. So it's like
Retaliation. When I watched that, I longed for the first film that came out so I could see it again.
Yeah.
Because when you have me sitting there going, you know, I kind of like one of the Wayans brothers better than The Rock. You kind of dropped the ball, people.
I would
I sure as fuck wouldn't make a movie based on a fucking board game.
I'll be honest with you. This is gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings, but this is what happens. This is what happens when I talk to nerds, and that's okay. The one thing that I would really like to reboot above everything else, even though I'm a fan of 2.5 of the movies, I would just think it would be better if we started from scratch with a clean beginning, some new actors that weren't getting tired of their roles, et cetera, would be X-Men. Yeah, that's what I really want to see done over.
You got, like, I will never understand X-Men fans like yourself. I never got into the X-Men. I only cared about Wolverine and maybe Colossus on occasion. You know, I did not understand the basis of them. Just, it's like the moment Claremont took them off Earth, I stopped giving a shit. And ironically, that's when that was the best shit they've had come out.
Right.
Okay, like, I just did not. I could care less. Like, I wasn't crazy for Days of Future Past. Like, I liked X-Men First Class.
The movie. I did like Days of Future Past, the movie. Well, I think that it tried to right a lot of the previous wrongs. But go ahead. Yeah,
well, supposedly, like, Bryan Singer, you know, when, I mean, of course, I want to touch base on entertainment news real quick. How the sexual allegations were hot on the heels of the debut of this film.
Did you say touch base? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, get it, giggity. I made a joke. All right, but
all right.
He's 16, still ill. So, you know, like, I'll never understand how people are fanatical over X-Men, but that kind of like puts me into their perspective of how they don't understand how I'm fanatical over Transformers.
Right. You know, I think I got into comics the way a lot of kids get into comics, as I was a Spider-Man fan initially. And then when I got into X-Men, I got into X-Men pretty heavy, and I loved them. And we all grew up in that right time for the X-Men.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's just like, even though Hugh Jackman, we all know Hugh Jackman does a great job as Wolverine and blah, 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 and I get that, but he's just, like, he's not quite good old boy enough for me, like the way that I always kind of imagine Wolverine.
No, I think he's perfect.
And,
I'm sorry, like, a running joke between me and my friend Nate over at Deadpool and Friends on YouTube. Running joke is we don't call the X-Men films the X-Men films. We call them the Wolverine movies.
Yeah, we call them Wolverine and Friends, my buddy Adam and I. But, like, I think he does a good job, Hugh Jackman. Don't get me wrong. I like his Wolverine. It's just not my favorite Wolverine.
Right.
You know, my favorite Wolverine is is a good old boy.
Old Man Logan.
And, you know, and I think that Hugh Jackman's also got, he's a big time, Hollywood guy now. Like, he's a big time, Oscar award winning actor now. So I think he's kind of getting tired of doing the role too.
Fuck did he win an award for?
Didn't he win a role for the Les Miserables or Les Miserables or whatever?
Oh, right, yeah.
So I think he's kind of getting tired of doing the action stuff too. And I just, I think it'd be nice to kind of get a fresh start with X-Men. But I know everybody's crazy about the X-Men movies, and I get it. I just me personally. So yeah, that's my answer to that question. A little long.
What I would do.
Hello.
Hello.
Matthew. Hello.
Well, we lost Matt apparently.
All right, we'll work on getting him back, and Oscar can answer the.
Well, okay. So what I would do if I have full control of Paramount or any other movie franchise? Can you hear us now, Matt? Oh, he's gone again. What the fuck? Anyway.
Poor simple Matt.
Fucking Skype. It's not his fault.
I know.
So, what I would do is basically I would Rathacon the fuck out of this thing. Because what I've noticed is people are bitching a lot about the design of the characters or like what the storyline is going to be. What I haven't noticed a lot of people saying is in this new film, which is why I'm kind of excited to see it, is, hey, you know what? The Autobots, their faces are more humanoid. They don't look like fucking animals anymore.
That's true.
Okay, look at Drift, look at Crosshairs, look at Hound. Bumblebee, come on, he's like the tard of the group.
Even
so,
Lockdown.
I mean, even Lockdown, yeah, dude, Lockdown looks like Sidney Poitier. You know, I'm just like, wow, it's Sidney Poitier from The Substitute. Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
we keep losing Matthew like it's no one's business. But I mean, I look at this stuff and I'm like, okay, you know, this is what gets me excited for the film. They look human. And ain't like Sideswipe who look like a cat or Ironhide who look like a dog. Although I would still rather take that Ironhide than Transformers Energon Ironhide. But what I would do with this film if I got my hands on it, can you hear us now, Matthew?
Matt.
What the fuck?
Can somebody write Matt and tell him we can hear him, but he can't hear us?
I already did that earlier.
So basically, what I would do is I would want to Rathacon it, but
Hello?
I think the first 3 films failed kind of epically. Yeah, well, we can hear you, and you're like, skipping on my thoughts, man. So basically what I would do is I'd start over from scratch. I would introduce the origin of the war. I would get with IDW, and I would showcase the story of Megatron. I would showcase the story of how Megatron and Prime met. You know, how Prime was basically a peacekeeper and all that stuff. I would work on that while having it being viewed by the humans in kind of a historical sense, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like they found the information cubes in Generation 1, whatever the fuck they were called. So that's how I would do it. It would introduce the humans into the franchise that way for the first film. The second film, they're on Earth. They get this big war going on, whatever the case, like in IDW, the whole New York ordeal where they slaughtered millions,
right.
You know, and then continue to move on even more. Then go from there. And you can still have your human characters so the crowd can associate with. You could have them not just associate, but relate to. You know, you can still have your little like love stories going on as well if you fucking wanted to. You can introduce that, you know what, these guys might be robots that do whatever, that can shift their modes, but they also kind of have feelings. You can introduce the fembots that don't look retarded.
Yep.
You know? And have them... Greg?
I was just going to say, what I would do is like, you got your IDW. I mean, the way it starts out, and somebody's probably already said this, but... I mean, you could do a story from there, like just the way the IDW, like the contemporary run started out. If you want to shoehorn some humans in there, I mean, you got the hollow avatars. I mean, you got to have people to do the characterization for the robots. You have Verity. I mean, do it just like the comics. You got Verity and Hunter.
But we were saying with that the problem would be how IDW doesn't give a whole lot of time to the humans, and that any major motion picture company is going to want that big name to tie to the movie to try to sell box office tickets.
You don't need it. You get a big name. Get a big name to be Ratchet then. Or get a big name to be Sunstreaker. You don't need a big name human. The humans should be little kids. And have them younger. That way as because if I was doing movies and I was going IDW, I would like to be like X-Men, where it goes on for a while. And instead of having your Wolverine movie, you'd have your Last Stand of the Wreckers. And instead of having your First Class, you'd have your, Stormbringer or whatever. And have the characters age. Like, try to plan it out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And approach it that way. I mean, if you're gonna Transformers right, you're gonna want to, and here I am out of nowhere. If If you're gonna do Transformers right, you need to tackle it like a franchise. Like you need to have a plan. Don't do like Michael Bay did. Be like, oh yeah, we'll just do this and this and this, and then fuck it. All of a sudden, we'll do this and this and this, and oh shit, Chicago, yeah, fuck it, we'll do this. You need to map it out. I mean, Transformers is something that like has so much potential and so much history and so much mythos that like you could make a successful franchise just by skimming the top, and not the way the Bay did it. They pick and choose and muck around, and they pick some good points. Like The Fallen, dude, that should have been the best movie. But was it? No. It was the worst movie. Why? Because they perverted it. Because they took the name The Fallen, took the concept, and then they went and fucked it all up.
Well, there was a strike also, too, for that. I mean, Michael Bay had to write the movie. I mean,
wait, what now?
There was a strike also during that time, so Michael Bay had to finish writing the movie. So that was kind of. I'm not covering up for him, but that was kind of not his fault. I mean, they had to get the movie.
Shia LaBeouf was running around saying explosion, 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 Michaela, explosion, explosion. Because I was wondering where that script came from.
Hey, Michael, did you delete the addition to the script, the amendment I made where I have insane rough sex with Megan Fox? Because I only see your name on this scene, not mine.
I'm just saying that's the reason why it was
down for three ways, bro. Down for three ways.
What would you do, Matt?
But anyways,
I didn't mean to bump in there, by the way.
That's fine.
No, is Greg done? I mean, I don't want to step on him.
I'm done. I was apologizing to you for jumping in. I apologize, Matt.
No, I got cut out. Actually, I didn't.
Yeah,
I was the one you jumped in on, but I didn't care. My point was made.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just was trying to make an entrance. My bad. Ain't like
It was so dramatic, you bastard.
We wanted you on here, Greg. We missed you, Gregors.
I was in the park playing with toys.
Yay!
I guess what. I mean, the only thing I would do, I would reboot it and let Michael Bay do it again. No, I'm just kidding.
And we lost like half our listeners that way. You got Marcus Allen punching a wall till his fists are bloody. You got James Cain, whatever his name is, Faux Hawk there, bashing his head against a freaking car door till he can't remember himself. Way to go, Matt. You've killed 2 fans, you sick fuck.
What I would really do is I would like for them to do like, straight to home movies, straight to video movies. The cartoons, like, they got the Iron Man and versus Hulk and everything cartoon. I would like them probably to go towards that direction and maybe do the IDW stuff, straight to video.
I would too.
And, maybe, cut back from the movie scene a little bit, wait a couple of years and then reboot it, with somebody else, a new director, whoever, I don't care. And human characters, does really anybody care who plays them? Not really. But, the plot
I actually think that's kind of pivotal because, those are the people they're going to get that they're going to force them to get screen time, so. I think that's a tough call. I think that's one of the tougher things about making a Transformers movie is having to deal with a studio that's going to want,
Yeah, but I'm just saying you could put anybody in there. You could put a hot chick in there and nobody's ever heard of, and they're not going to care. I mean, who the characters are. I mean, Transformer fans.
Right.
Regular fans, they may care. I'm guessing Mark Wahlberg. I like Mark Wahlberg. I think he's a great actor, and I'm excited. Actor. Yeah, I think he's a great actor. I like all those movies, and I think that him being on the Transformers, I think it's gonna be a good thing. I hope it is. We'll see. But yes, Greg.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cut you off. I mean, I just jumped into this, and I like this topic. It's what I was saying about like Pepper and N people. Like, you don't have to have like just humans. Like I said, have them do voices and have them do like the,
but that's not the way that's not the way that fucking Hollywood works. Though they want that face time. They want to put Tom Cruise. They want to put Mark Wahlberg's face.
Man question, right?
Right.
Yeah. So he said, "How would you do it?" Not how would Hollywood do it.
Well, so are we saying that the laws of having to deal with the bullshit, or it's just total? You have total control of everything. You're a multi-billionaire. You're doing it yourself.
His question said, "How would you do it?" I'm just saying how I'd do it.
Oh, can I say one thing about the franchise that I would like to reboot or new movie series? I know I might get shit for this, but Resident Evil, I would like them to reboot that. That's it. I'm about to say I like the Resident Evil movies.
did the movies really deal with the game that much, or was it kind of its own thing?
They tried to, like the first one. After that, it went on their own, really. Yeah. So, I mean, it's just a post-apocalyptic movie, really. But I would like for them, I don't know, maybe not maybe geared towards the game a little more, but not, do their own thing also. I really like that series, so.
I got you.
Anyways.
I do too. I like the game.
Yeah, the games are cool, yeah. Did we lose Justin?
Nope. I am here.
Is it Justin?
Hi, Justin. How are you?
I am well. Thank you, Greg. How about you?
I miss all you guys. I'm so sorry.
No, we understand.
I had a mandate, and I
it's
couldn't,
my fault,
I'm sorry.
It's really my fault. I mean, I apologize. My work schedule, and I'm, Monday nights are really, right after the week and everything. There's not really a lot to talk about, and I apologize for screwing everybody's.
Hey, baby.
So.
Baby, it's okay.
I know.
Okay, baby. I love you.
What do you got, Justin?
Okay, so if I got to do it my way, first movie, it would be a reboot. We can make it live action. I don't know. I think an animated type thing would be cool too, though.
Yes.
It'd be the first 3 episodes of the original G1 series. Just saying. that'd be the first one, and then the second, it'd be 4 movies total. And the second movie would, kind of further develop some of these human characters. Maybe they're a little older. We introduce like Hot Rod and stuff. The third movie would actually be the Unicron thing. And, so Optimus would die at the hands of Rodimus, and a whole new age of kids would hate Rodimus. And then the fourth movie would be the resurrection of Optimus Prime thing going on here. And that's what I would do. And you'd get your humans with FaceTime, and, it's already laid out there. You barely have to do anything to make it better. So
you just basically do G1.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I even wouldn't mind if it was like a Transformers Prime style animation. That'd be cool.
Oh,
I'd be okay with that. But with like G1 all modes and stuff like that. Yep.
Yeah.
That is my life wishes.
What franchise would you want to reboot? Different.
To reboot and make it different?
Or anything. I don't really guess.
That is a good question. I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe, because that's hurting so bad.
Yeah. That was, God. So much potential. But
Greg, do you want to add anything?
G.I. Joe was dead.
Yeah. I mean, it'll come back.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll do a third movie, actually. I mean...
Well, yeah, I mean...
Did all right.
Compared to the first one, I mean...
Right. But, I mean,
it is okay.
Did you want to add anything, Greg?
Actually, could I just blow through all the topics and tell you what I think, like, in one sentence?
Yes.
Do you care?
That would be awesome.
I love Casey Kasem, and it sucks he died. I'm glad they found him. It sucks we lost him again so soon. Yeah, kid show, awesome. Fuck Utopia. Clone Droid, I wasn't into that to begin with. Mechaform, Kids Lodge and Megatron, who cares? Transformers Prime, meh. Masterpiece figures look fucking awesome. I already have them paid for. Yeah. Star Saber, give me fucking Star Saber. I love fucking Star Saber. That's like one of my favorite characters.
Yep.
Discussions of the. Oh, that was it. Oh well, light week.
Yeah, it was a light week.
Oh,
that's my bad.
Still Hasbro.
Well, no, I mean it's been a week, Matt. We recorded.
Yeah, we did record Tuesday. Yeah.
No, I know.
Do we have time?
Light week. But hey, look, we got BotCon for all you people listening at home. I just jumped in. I'm like, oh, look at this guy eating dinner. But we got BotCon this week, man. So we're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about, or a lot of shit to talk about. One of the two.
And the movie comes out next week.
And then the movie comes out.
So it's going to be pretty
There's
exciting.
Gonna be reaction videos, and man, we got a lot of stuff coming up. Yeah. If we don't have a lot of stuff coming up, we're fucking off. Like, this should be our 2 most productive weeks.
Yeah.
So,
ever.
Coming from the guy that doesn't ever do shit, but whatever.
Hey, do we have time? I mean, Greg, how do you display? I'm sure you probably display like Oscar. You just switch around stuff and everything around.
I have I don't have a lot of stuff. See, that's the thing.
Oh, okay.
I don't have the collection that people think I have. Like, I'm constantly moving stuff around. I have my masterpieces and I have my third party. And so I have one shelf that's like my Lost Light people. So I have my Lost Light crew. And then I have my Robots in Disguise crew. And then I have my masterpieces, man. That's really it. Like, I don't keep a lot of fluff. Like, I get rid of stuff. So for my G1 is my masterpiece. And my classic shelf is my comic book shelf. Like, that's how I do it. I don't have a lot of extra stuff.
Cool beans.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's it. I dust them every once in a while.
Well, that's good.
Blue Streak was horrible for dust, man. I looked at him last week, and he was like Gray Streak. I'm just saying.
Oh.
I just walked in the door, so I'm sorry. I love all you guys.
Good,
I apologize.
It's all good, buddy.
He's been drinking.
I had a date, man. I don't turn down a date with a hot black mandingo.
No, who doesn't?
So shout out wise, make sure to check out Dub K Toys for all your third party and Hasbro needs.
I am working on that promo.
Yep. And Iamratchet for all your G1 needs. And shout out, of course, to Antoine, as mentioned before.
You know what? I think for old time's sake, I'm gonna have to splice him out of an old show and put him in the outro here.
Yeah. So, yeah, outside of that, I will let our good host take us out of here.
So, as always, you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/ShatteredCast. You can look us up on Twitter as well, at ShatteredCast Uncut. Also, check out our Blogspot run by our very own Greg for Mercy at Blogspot.com. Blogspot.ShatteredCast. Every once in a while, whenever he gets a chance, like I said. And until then, be sure to check out our relative YouTube videos and links in the description below. Until then, for myself, T2RX6, Skullface, Greg for Mercy, and Deluxe, take care of yourselves and each other.
Antoine?
You just got shattered.